Hey everyone, Brandon here, and today we're going to be looking at how to create this motion loop inside of After Effects. I'm going to be doing a new series on motion loops and After Effects. Hopefully, you guys like what you see on the screen. And so, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in here. Right now, I've got a few different adjustment layers and I've got my solid layer here, and I've set my composition to 15 seconds. And let me just jump right in. I've got 24 seconds, 24 frames per second here. I'm going to go ahead and turn off all of the effects here, and we're going to look at the black and white fractal noise solo. Here I'm going to jump right in, and right away you can see that I'm using the strings fractal type, and I'm using the soft linear noise type. You can see the settings that I have here on screen. Pause your screen if you want to look at them, but essentially that is the settings that I'm using. Contrast is 570, brightness is negative 100, and I think one of the most important aspects of this is making sure that we're on wrap back here. Complexity is all the way down to the lowest that it can go. And then I did mess with the sub settings here. I put 60 for both of the sub influence and sub scaling. And I think that's really it. The only other thing is you have to go into the evolution options here and click on cycle evolutions, and I've set it to 3. And so what that does is I've created a keyframe here at the beginning, and then a keyframe at the end, just one frame past the end keyframe. That way it loops back to the beginning seamlessly. And I think I did 4 evolutions on that one. Let me make sure. Yeah, so we are going to do 4. Make sure 4 is on there. There's nothing else there. And then I'm going to go ahead and move that keyframe 1 frame past the end. And then we should be good to go on that one. And so for the fractal noise, that's essentially it. The next one is min-max. And what that does is it kind of adds a little bit more of a relationship between some of the details in the fractal noise. It definitely does a very different technique on other things, but for this one, if I just kind of hover on and off, you can kind of see that it kind of introduces these dark areas within the loop here, right? So if I unhide that, you can kind of see that it kind of gives a little bit more details within that, right? And so I've kind of added that, and you can kind of see that I've set it to maximum then minimum, and I'm using 75. For me, I went ahead and inverted the whole thing. That way it gave me kind of a more of a desirable look to the contrast there. And for color offset, I went ahead and added the CC color offset, and you can see the frames, or not the frames, the values here. Just pause your screen if you need to. I'm gonna turn that on, and that's the kind of color that it's kind of purpley blue and yellow. But I went ahead and added the hue saturation effect and set the saturation pretty high, pulled up the lightness a little bit, and then gave it a value of 87 here on the hue value slider thing. And then when I turn that on, I actually really like the teal and pink look. And so that's kind of what I was going for this one. And if I turn off all of the adjustment layers, I'm going to go one by one. So the first one is going to be a glow effect. So making sure that I'm on 32 bits per channel. When I add the glow effect, that brightens up the whole thing. You can see that I didn't change anything other than the threshold, I think, and the radius and the intensity. Play with those three to get your desired brightness. Next up, I've got nothing in this one. I think I was working with something there that I just cut out completely. But the next up, I've got the noise HLS auto plugin, which kind of dims it back down when you add noise. So I put it to grain and I added 35% lightness to that. And for me, it's a little bit too smooth. And what I wanted to do is just simply add a simple posterize time. So when you add that in, set that to 8, right? Posterize time, set that to 8. And that kind of gives you a stop motion effect to it, which I like personally, but you don't have to do that. So anyway, so that wraps up our first installment for these motion loops. Hopefully you guys like it. Leave a like if you so wish, and I would love to hear some feedback. If you guys have any feedback, that'd be great. Leave that down in the comments down below. Anyway, guys, my name is Brandon, and I will see you in the next one.